My name is Seth Kweku Bani, and today I'm going to show you how to design this. Alright guys, so let's step into Photoshop and then Control N. Now once the new document shows like this, I want you to type 2000 pixels here and then 2000 pixels here as well. We are going to use pixels here, 300 resolution, pixels per inch, RGB color 8-bit, set here to color white, and then let's call it Tor Flyer, and then click on create. If your rulers are also not showing, Ctrl R will bring your rulers and then drag a line to the middle. Nice. Now I want you to go here and go to solid color, and let's choose this particular color code 53C0FA, and then we click on OK. Now I also want us to pick a rectangular tool and create a rectangle like this. I'll duplicate it, and then I want you to click over here, the one on top, go to fill and make sure it is no fill. Go to the stroke and set the stroke to color white. Go over here and set the value to 45, and then also make sure you are using the line, straight line like this. Now let's bring our image in there. Let's use this one, drag it in there and release it like that. Close this. Right click it and then flip horizontal, and then let's create clipping mask. Click here and then click here as well. Ctrl T. Let's drag the top up a little bit. Okay, and then let's resize the image. Great. So we can put this in the folder and then we'll call it card 1. Let's open it and then let's create some few shadows as well. Let's drag it down over here, zoom in. Now pick your polygonal lasso tool, make sure caps lock is off, and then the color here is color black as well. Click here and then click up to this side and then hit here and then go that way. Pick your brush tool and then paint or brush on it. Ctrl D to deselect it. Click on your move tool. Also make sure this layer is selected. I want you to go to filter, go to blur, and then go to Gaussian blur. Set the value to 2.5 and then click on OK. Also set the opacity to 75. I think the blur is too small, so let's give it more blur, the Gaussian blur, and then just give it more value. Alright, so I think 26, let's make it 22. So 22.3 is quite good. Okay. And then let's also Ctrl T and then click over here and then let's choose the warp. And then drag this side down and then drag this side up so that it looks curvy. Great. Let's also give it a mask and pick our brush, reduce it a little bit, and then the opacity, set the opacity to around 23. Also make sure here's color black, and then just clean here like that. That's all. Now I want us to duplicate this particular layer. Duplicate it. The one underneath it, I want you to drag it down one and zoom in. Alright, so Ctrl T and then the spot in the middle here, drag it all the way here and drag here down a little bit. Okay, so let's go to filter, let's go to blur, let's go to Gaussian blur, and then let's blur it to around 10 and then hit on enter. Now let's see how it looks like Let's give it a mask, and then let's clean this side. Let's set the opacity here to 100%, the flow here to 100%. Let's clean this side, and then this side as well. Okay, so just like this. Now we can close it. Even this side, we could clean this side as well. We just want to be as much realistic as possible, so you can duplicate it, and then can bring this one here like this. Let's set it this way. Okay, so I think something like this it looks cool, and so let's open it, and then let's push this one in a little bit. So place this here, and then drag it in a little bit. Great. Let's also set the opacity all the way to 100%. And not only that, let's also create a new layer, and then pick our polygonal lasso 2, and then over here let's create something like this, and hit here, and then pick our brush, and then paint there black, and then Ctrl D to deselect it. Let's go to our filter, let's go to blur, let's go to Gaussian blur, and then let's set it to let's see. Okay, so around this is quite great. That is 16.6. Give it a mask, and then just paint it like that, and then let's reduce the opacity. It's quite great. All right, so let's also clean this side. Alright, so that's quite great. Alright, so guys, so let's call this one card 2. So now that we are done with our cards, let's just open this one and change the picture in there, and let's go and bring this particular picture, drag it in there, and then let's resize it, push it somewhere here, drag it somewhere like this, drag it somewhere here, and then create a clipping mask over here. So now we can close it, and then now we can work on our background. So now our background, let's bring a cloud over there, drag this one there, and then resize it. So something like this, just resize it like that. Click over here and click over here. Let's also make sure these two are in the middle a little bit. Alright, so I feel like they are in the middle. Great. Now let's create a new layer, and then pick your brush, increase the size a little bit, set the value here to color white, and then around here just click around here and reduce the opacity to 68. Opacity here to 68. Okay, let's see. Give it a mask, and let's clean over here. If you wonder how I'm able to clean over here, it's because here's color black. I clicked over here, I choose my brush, and I set the opacity and the flow to 100, and I choose a soft round brush. So click here, and then you'll be able to clean it. Now let's create a new layer again. this time click here and click here like that, and set the opacity to 50. Awesome. Let's put it in the folder, and then let's call it PG. Also, this particular one, let's reduce it more. Okay, so this is quite great. Around 30% is quite great. Let's call it PG. Now let's start with our text. Let's type Ghana here. Drag it up. Let's go and then let's use intro inline. And then let's also make sure it is centered in the middle. And then drag it. Drag it. Drag it. Okay. Now let's go to card 1. And then let's move it up like this. Let's bring this down again. Now let's change the color to 03426A. Also, we want the font to be intro inline, to be regular, the font size to be 86.5, and also we want the tracking to be -60, and then we are good. Okay, duplicate it and send it up. Let's pick tall. Okay, now for tall we are still using intro inline and then regular as well, but then we want it, the size over here, to be 53, and then we also want it to be, the tracking over here to be -60, and then the same color, but I want it quite closer. Great. Now let's type here and let's pick let's and paste it there. Open it and let's use Holy Mount. I'm going to leave it in the description for you. Click here and let's choose this particular color, FBD7 3E. Great. Now we also want the font size to be 80, the tracking to be -60, and then let's drag it somewhere here. Let's see. Okay, drag it somewhere here. Double click it, and then let's go to drop shadow. You want the blending mode to be normal, the color black, opacity 89, the angle 90, distance 5, spread 15, and then size should be 9. And that is what. Click on OK. And so we are done with this. Let's put it in the folder and let's call it Tall Ghana. We also want to add some few details over here. Rate. Let's open our character, and then we are going to use color white, but then we are going to use Helvetica. We are going to set it to bold over here. Set the font size to 18, the tracking still to -60, and then let's click here to make everything caps. Duplicate it and then let's bring it down. Let's type GHC. Open it and then let's make sure this is off. We are still using Helvetica, still using bold. The font size we are using 14, and then -60 for the tracking. We are still using color white. Let's bring it quite closer. Let's duplicate it and let's bring it down. Let's make this one 500. Now with this one, we are still using Helvetica. We're still making it bold, but you're going to set the font size to 28 and then the tracking to -60 over here. The color, we are going to use a yellowish color, FBD73E. Then click on OK. Close this one and then let's move it down like that. Now also go and pick your ellipse tool and create a circle. Hold shift and create a perfect circle. Alright, now double click it and let's set the circle to this color 03426E and drag it underneath the rate. Alright, now let's zoom in so that we can arrange it well. Click from the rate, push the rate up, push this one on top of it, and push the 500 to it. Okay, and then let's rotate it like that. Amazing. Let's click over here, duplicate this, and then click on U. Go here and set it to no fill, and then here set it to color white. That's the stroke color white. And then let's go here and set the size of the stroke to 15, and then over here as well, let's set it to this straight line. Okay, now let's put everything in a folder and let's call it rate. Let's drag it somewhere here and let's see. Okay, so that's it. Rate. Also, we would like to add a few text around here, but before we do that, let's create another ellipse over here. Hold shift and then drag it and draw a perfect circle. Click on your move tool and you just move it down like that. Also want to make sure it's in the middle. Double click it and let's set the color to color white. Alright, so also want to make sure there's no fill over here, there's no stroke over here, sorry. And so that's it. Now we have it set nicely. Let's go back. And then let's type here and let's pick packages, paste it there, drag it in there, drag it on top of the ellipse tool. Let's go here. Now we are going to use color bluish color, so let's click here. Let's come and pick this color over here. Nice. And then let's use Montserrat. Also, we want to set the font size to 12, and then we want to make it bold over here, bold. The tracking, now let's send the tracking to 0, and then let's make it caps. Let's also make sure it's centered correctly. Go to paragraph and then make sure it is also in middle aligned. Alright. Now duplicate it and bring it down. And then let's pick these details. And then paste it. Okay, now let's open here. We are still using Montserrat, but you're going to use regular this time. We are also going to set it to 9 over here, and then the tracking is still 0, but then the leading, let's set the leading to 8, 0.97. Okay, and then let's push both down like that so that everything fits in there. Let's also make sure this one is also aligned correctly. Sweet, nice. Duplicate the package and then let's bring it down again. Okay, now let's pick this detail as well. Let's paste it here. Okay, now with this we are going to set it to 9. We also want to make sure it is bold over here. Montserrat as usual, make everything caps, and then you're going to change the color soon. But before we do that, let's use a rectangular tool and then let's draw a rectangle around it. Let's zoom in, go over here and let's set the color of the rectangle to 00131D. Enter and drag it beneath the SAT, and then the SAT, click on the layer. Let's go and change it to color white. Now let's also make sure the rectangle is middle aligned, and let's also make sure the SAT is also middle aligned. Not only that, let's also make sure it falls within the middle of the rectangle. Great. Select both. Let's drag it up a little bit. Okay, now let's type here and then let's pick this detail and paste it over there. Let's open it. We are still using Montserrat, we are using regular, we are using 9 over here, we're tracking to 0, still using the same color, and so let's make sure this is not there, and then let's make sure it's middle aligned or center aligned. Now double click it and then let's pick Menzvig from here going. Let's make it bold here, click over here, let's make it medium here as well. Let's come back again and make sure it's also middle aligned. That's it. Pull it down a little bit. Let's put this 2 down a little bit. One more thing, let's pick our number. Paste it over here. Let's send it to the middle. And then we are using Montserrat. We are setting it to bold here. The font size, let's use 14. And then that is it. Let's make sure it's middle aligned. And that is it. Let's send it down a little bit. Okay, so we are done with the text down here. Let's put everything in a folder and then let's call it packages, date, time, venue. All right, so everything is there. Now we are done, but then let's add some few details over here to make it more realistic. And so let's pick this parrot, drag the parrot in there. Let's resize it. Let's drag it somewhere here. Okay, so this makes it quite interesting. And then also let's bring in some butterflies. Let's drag it somewhere in here. And then let's give it a level, clip it to it, set here to 31. So it makes it much more deeper and realistic. Also, let's bring in some birds over here as well. These little ones. Place them somewhere here. Okay, now you want to make sure some of them are inside the card and some are also outside, just to give it some few realistic touch. Okay, and then one more thing, let's bring this one as well, the plane. Then let's fix the plane somewhere here. All right, so just this alone, let's call it plane and animals. Okay, so this alone makes it much more realistic. I feel like let's go over here to the packages. I feel like this particular white circle should be reduced a little bit more. So I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you love this video, please hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel as well. I love you all, guys. Please share this video, comment down below, like this video, and then let me know what you are thinking about and some of the things that you want me to do. This Christmas, I'm going to be designing a lot of Christmas flyers, Christmas promo, carols night, and then some parties and stuff like that. Love this video and share it as well. I love you all, guys. See you in the next tutorial. Peace.